So you just click on the map and you'll automatically halo. And here are your AI subordinates. What a view. Amazing. So in your action menu you'll have deploy parachute, or we're going to auto deploy. And you'll be able to see these guys auto deploy. Yeah, they auto deployed. Today I'm going to share with you a new script for Arma 3 that will enable you to halo via map click or be randomly pair dropped on markers you define. Halo pair drop insertion script. So I have a little demonstration mission set up to show you guys how the script works, and so what we're going to do first is install the script and then set it up. So let's go to the scenario tab at the top and then down to open scenario folder and install the script. Here we are in the mission folder. I'm going to bring up another folder with the script in it, and I'm going to drag this zip file into the mission folder. And I'm going to link this for download in the description of the video, and when you get it, just extract the zip or double click it and drag the script out of it and into your mission folder. Close the zip and remove this, and here is this new script. Let's open it and review it. Halo pair drop insertion by Gunter Severlow. This script enables you to insert into your mission's AO using either a map click style halo insertion or a random halo using markers you define. AI under the player's command or other players will halo pair drop at the same time as the player. Player, playable units, and AI will have their backpacks replaced by a parachute pack, and their original backpack loadouts will be restored upon landing. If the player doesn't deploy their parachute at a certain height, then it will auto deploy at a set height based on what is set in the parameters. AI subordinates will also auto deploy their chutes at a set altitude you define in the parameters. Okay, let's scroll down to how to set up files and code. So number one is put the script into your mission folder, halo pair drop insertion.sqf, which we did already here. Number two is start a Notepad document or Notepad Plus document and then copy and paste the following code into it. So this code here, we're going to copy by pressing Control C, and we're going to start up a Notepad document, and when you see the cursor blinking, press Control V. That will paste the code. Now all this code does is basically call the script a function in the game, so that's why it's required. So after you pasted the code, just go to File and then down to Save As, and you'll get a Browse Save dialog box that comes up. Before you do anything, go to Save As Type and down to All Files, and what you're going to do is search for your mission folder, and for me it's going to be on my desktop under Missions, and this mission is under Tanoa and is at the top. So you open up your mission, and once you see the script and the mission.sqm, just go to the file name box, and when you see the cursor blinking, type in init.sqf. And once you have that, just click save. We can close this, and if you check your mission folder, you should have an init.sqf and the script. How to set up. There are two modes to this, mode A and mode B. So mode A is Halo, where you want it via map click, and it has its own configurations and setup. And then you have mode B, random pair drop via markers. Let's start with number one. In the parameters section below, set RP map click halo equals true. So let's go down to parameters, which is right here, and we need to set the mode switch. What you're going to do here in the parameters is you're going to go to this parameter, mode switch. So if you set this to true, you'll map click halo. You'll basically have the function to halo via map click. If you set it to false, you'll need a trigger setup, and then you'll basically randomly halo on a marker. So right now it's set to false. We need to change this to true and change that function. Alright, so now we will be able to map click through the halo, and then we'll just save that. And let's scroll back up, and then number two is place an object be it a sign, flagpole, laptop, etc. And in its init box, copy and paste the following code. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this code here and copy it by pressing Control C. We're going to place this on the sign that I have set up in the mission. Okay, here we are in the mission, and I have a sign set up. So we'll just click on the notice board, go into the init box, and press Control V. That will place the code, and we'll just hit OK. We'll save our mission, and let's go back to the script for the next step. Okay, number 3, in game, use the action halo map click, then click and point on the map to halo insert. Now, we're not going to go in game and do this yet. We're actually going to go over the parameters so you understand what different types of functions will happen when you go in game. So let's scroll down. We're going to go to the parameters. Now this first parameter you already know is the mode switch. This basically turns this function on and off. So if you want to map click halo, then you just set this parameter to true. If you don't and you want to just do a random marker halo, then you just set this to false. Trigger mode markers. Now this is only used if this is set to false. So we will go over that in the next section in mode B. Let's go to this one, halo altitude. How high units spawn above the target position. So this is 2,000 meters, and that's where you start at. So you can change this to what you want. I would recommend not putting this any lower than maybe 180 meters. 200 meters is fairly comfortable to have enough time to deploy. Player auto deploy. If player does not manually deploy, parachute auto deploys at this altitude. So this parameter here, this is 250 meters. So you could change this to what you want. Like I said, for this one, I would recommend at least 200 meters to auto deploy. Let's go to the next one, AI auto deploy altitude. AI will automatically deploy their parachutes at this altitude. So RP the AI deploy height. Again, this is 200 meters, so you can adjust that height to what you want. This means that the AI that will go with you, if you have AI that go with you, will automatically deploy their parachute. There's nothing you have to tell them or do, so it's kind of like a safety measure for them. Otherwise, you'll lose them because you didn't tell them to deploy. Trigger mode of optional scatter. If you go solo, then this doesn't apply to you. But if you have, let's say, AI under your command, or you have other players with you, like in co-op, then if you have this set to 0, which it is currently, then everyone drops exactly above the chosen point. You'll almost be on top of each other in the air. There will be some sort of spread. Now if you want to increase that, this is in meters, so 50 to 200 meters if you want to spread. So you can play with this number if you want. Right now I have it set to 0. It's pretty decent for what it is. Player visuals, this is just a fade in when you go from the map board to halo, and that's all that is. It's just a fade. Player message, this is just show a brief halo insertion hint, player only, RP jump message. So you could set this to true or false. And that's it. That's all there is for the parameters. Let's go in game and test the sign out and halo via map click. We are in game, and I have 3 AI soldiers with me under my command. On the sign we have halo map click. You can see it in my action menu, and all you do is just hit that and it will take you to the map. Now you can see where I'm at on the map, and wherever you decide to halo at, let's halo over here. So you just click on the map and you'll automatically halo. And here are your AI subordinates. What a view. Amazing. So in your action menu you'll have deploy parachute, or we're going to auto deploy. And you'll be able to see these guys auto deploy. Yeah, they auto deployed a lot lower than you will. And of course this is a steerable parachute, so you can adjust your descent to a point. So that was mode A, haloing via map click. Let's go down to mode B, how to set up mode B random pair drop via markers. Set mode switch. In the parameters section below, set RP map click halo to equals false. So let's go to parameters. So this is the mode switch as we know, and true would be map click halo, false would be trigger random marker halo. So let's set this to false. And we'll save that, and let's go back up. Markers. Place markers around your AO and name your markers and any name, and then define them in the trigger mode markers parameter. So let's scroll down again, and this is right below the mode switch, trigger mode markers. Only used when RP map click halo equals false, which is what we're set up as. And just a little note here, use simple marker names like M1, M2, etc. So the marker names can be whatever you want, but basically I have a start example of marker names that I used. So let's go on the mission. I'm going to show you the markers that I have set up. Alright, in the left entities panel here, you can see I have 17 markers. We actually go to the map, you can kind of see the markers that I've placed, and they're all over the map. And this is basically to create like a random type of situation where if you wanted to do like a survival type of mission, or you have a massive AO where you don't want to know where you're going to start at, then doing something random like this, it'll put you anywhere on the map and you won't know where you're going to halo from. We have all these markers and we have to define these markers in the script. I'm going to basically add all the markers that I have on the map. I'm just going to copy this and add these markers in. Let's see, it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, now I just got to update this. We got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, and 17. I have all the markers defined. Really, that's all you need to do. This is the format. You need to have quote before and after the name. The name is not case sensitive, so you can put whatever name. And then you need to have a comma between the next marker name. So just like I have here. And remember, the last marker name that you place doesn't have a comma at the end of it. The commas are only for before the next marker that you're going to place, and that's it. Then just click save. Now let's scroll back up. Place a trigger. Activation any player, repeatable yes, and on activation we need to put this code. So we're going to copy this code right here, press Control C, and we're going to go in game and set up a trigger and paste that code in there. We're going to create a trigger, so let's go to triggers, F3, and we're going to create a trigger 10 by 10 by 10. And we're going to paste that right about here. We're just going to resize it with the area widget and kind of set it up just like that. So it's even with the building. And that's it. And then just to know where the trigger is at, we're going to type in cone in the search box for the trick for the props, and this will tell me exactly where the trigger is at, and that's good. Alright, so next let's edit the trigger, and we're going to set this activation to any player present. I'm going to set it to repeatable, that way we can have repeated halo. And then in the activation box, make sure the cursor is blinking, and then press Control V. That will paste the code from the script itself. So we'll just hit OK. That will save it. And now let's test this out. Oop, one of my cones fell over. Alright, so these guys are going to form a line behind me. Now, you don't have to do this, but when you go through the trigger, if you want to know that the map click, this will be disabled. So the function for the sign will be disabled, and now it will be up to the trigger. So now what we do, everybody's ready, go through the trigger, and you'll be haloed. Now this is what I was talking about, scatter. And this is random, so if you go to your map, we just happen to go here. I'm going to deploy my chute early, but these guys will pull their chutes once they reach that height, which they did. AI or even players, so if you have players with you, everybody is going to halo at the same time. It's funny, we ended up on the same. Let's go to the parameters real quick and let's change the scatter. So the scatter is right here. Everyone drops above the chosen point, which is currently set to 0. So let's increase the scatter a bit to, let's say, 20, and let's see what that does. The scatter is 20.
Form file.
Alright, everybody ready? I don't know why you're going over there, but let's do it. So you can see the scatter increased a little bit. 20 is not a lot, but it moved you, it separated you. What a view. So last time we were on that island, this time we are over here. Beautiful. That's Georgetown over there. That's me over there. Excellent. We all made it. Alright guys, I hope you like that. I hope you find this useful. Just remember, you have these random locations. If you use a marker that's showing on the map, which mine aren't because I have them, they are empty type markers, you could always set the transparency to the marker so they don't show on the map. But that's basically how it works every time. For that setting anyways, it will be random. This is a good way to set up your missions where you can insert. I want to thank you guys for watching.